you shout oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come oh yo yo. Mayegun the command of the masses. Oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come oh yo yo. Mayegun diary political. Oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come oh yo yo. This one not day of in mind. Oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo. Man of the masses.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Today, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary, number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, number one.
Thank you very much.
Lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary.
Yesterday was Kolu's day when he visited Enugu. And as we have been doing on Mayegun's Diary Political, keeping track of what they are doing on their election charade trail. Because in the process, they do drop a few things. A glimpse of what they have inside than what they are telling people. The most of it is pure circus show. Some of these are also an opportunity to see through what is really going on in Nigeria. So if you have been following, yesterday, Kolu was in Enugu. Yeah, he was there. And he told the Igbos that they need to join him, make him president so that they can enjoy the real development from Nigeria. That when they make him their president, he would make Igbo land the industrial capital of Nigeria. He said a lot. But all of that and the whole show put together all came down to money. Ladies and gentlemen, when Pastor Adeboye said, the people that are God, despite the failure, the state of Nigeria today, people are still wondering, how are they able to mobilize and get thousands of people to line the streets for them, waving flags, and at the same time, sharing them up as if to say, oh dear, our saviors. It all borders on money. And I think that is one bragging right that the Obidients sort of love to brag about. We don't give anybody shishi. A sort of a political revolution, kind of. Anyway, there is always when you see crowd where APC gathered, where PDP gathered, right? And where Labour gathered, the Obedient, Abi. At the end of all of their shows, just wait for those who are going to eventually say they haven't paid them. Seriously. APC, Egbekegbe, intentionally militarized the eastern part of Nigeria, which is the Igbo land. The Cold War that the Nigeria politicians are always love to deny, but it is obvious, unwritten. Cold War, which the Igbos, the rest of Nigeria is having against the Igbos, stunted their growth, and it is intentional. We've said that many times. Now, you know what happened? Between 2015 and 2022, And this year, 2023, APC, Egbekegbe, terrorized Eastern Nigeria, militarized the same place, and they have been on an endless, ceaseless, state-sponsored killings. So how could you go to a same place and feel like you are welcome? I mean, personally, I think they have said before that they don't want anything from Eastern Nigeria anyway. That was what Tinubu told Babashir Lawal, the man that paid for, or the man that procured his nomination form from APC, Egbekegbe. So he was there yesterday. They pulled the crowd. They paid. But unfortunately, not everybody got paid. And as usual, people saw them by the roadside. Let's start from there. The aftermath of the Enugu show yesterday. For those who probably got half money, and the people who are supposed to pay them after the whole thing disappeared, some of them got stranded on the road. I mean, on the side of the road. Listen, look. Meanwhile, they said to make up their numbers, for that show off, they had to go to all the neighboring states around Enugu as well to hire people. We promise you, we'll pay you, we'll give you this or that. Okay? And then, so that they could have something as a photo, photo op to say, Enugu is, you know what I mean, anyway. So they saw some of them on the roadside.
All this APC go tell you, say, see them where they sleep. People will come campaign for APC for Enugu. See where they pack them. They know if you go back to North tonight, see them. See them, see all of them. One of them be Igbo. One of them come from this state. None of them based here, see them. They just pack them for road. They do campaign finish, share them 33,000, abandon them. They drag with their drivers. See them, all of them there for road. See them.
And that is true, right? So, but those are the unlucky ones. Or those who got paid, but they were told to sort themselves and go back to where they come from. Stranded. Hundreds of them. Tifnubu and the rest of them, they were gone. They've done the show. I told you yesterday, I said, it was a show. Don't take it too serious, okay? If you do, well, that won't be my own fault. A disjointed, impoverished place. A place they deliberately made worse. And then flaunting it right over your face and say, yeah, take, let's give them money. Or you see this particular person, this one is not escaping. They caught him. You have to pay us. You need to pay us. You cannot bring us here all from all these places and not pay us. You are not going anywhere. Look at this.
You can see such embarrassment. What a disgrace. They gave you money to give people and you want to run away with it. What a disgrace. This is an embarrassment.
You refuse to release the money that was approved for this rally.
This is a very big disgrace. Yeah, this is happening live and direct at Okpara Square. This is happening live and direct at Okpara Square.
And among those people, they are also on social media telling you the reason why APC, Egbekegbe, is coming to change their lives, all because of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 naira. So I've told some of you to be careful of those you actually waste energy on social media, replying them, typing. You have a lot of energy. So that was from yesterday. Today, what we are going to do is what? The same Enugu Obi was there today. So we'll follow through as well. What happened in Enugu today? Exactly. Just like what happened yesterday. So let's take a tour. Okay. So from their report, they said it was meant to, it was going to meet the students. It was going to meet the royalties and the women and then the supporters. But few of the clips that I have managed to put together are tonight, which means that we can take him on his word as well here too. So, like yesterday, they shut down. Well, in their own case, they don't give anybody any shishi as they claim all the time, yeah? So we are going to go to Enugu. But there's some other something that pop up as well. You know that me, personally, I have said it many times that the uprising, right? That the rotten establishment in Nigeria has done so much in their mind to suppress, oppress, and we never stand a chance of challenging them. Now it seems that that moment that you can say the ingredient of resistance and revolution is almost completed. I'll tell you, they are going to be desperate soon, and that's exactly the panic button that I have been sort of praying for, that if the Obidients could push it further and further and further and make the people, the establishment, right, to press their own panic button and start acting worldly and all that, then you can get yourself ready. It's not going to be a transition of power to power. No, they are not going to go down without bringing the whole house down. And to somebody like myself, it is a good news, right? Now, from their INEC registration, go and get your PVC, this or that, they have recorded 93 million people registered. Now, 93 out of that 93 million, 39.6% of that, representing about 37 million of that number, is actually the demography of young people between the ages of 18 and 34. Now, when you look at the poverty index of what Nigeria is right now, the poverty capital of the world, 133 million people living in poverty. Do you know that 70% of that same 133 million that are in that poverty are young people? So somehow, disobedient of a thing has spurred their own enthusiasm, which means they have the number, and somehow, that demography, the most of them are swinging to one side, and if they should hold your election, there is going to be a problem. And that problem is going to be for the establishment that has always been fixing everything, make it look real, make it look like it's serious, but it is pure fraud and then, rigging. Now, they are beginning to feel concerned. Okay? Lagos State is the battleground. 7 million people are registered and then qualified to vote. 7 million. Now, out of that 7 million, in the past, they had about 6.4 or so million people registered in Lagos. And in all of their election, the highest of after all their riggings, or all those thumb printing, multiplication and all that, the highest number of votes that they have ever recorded from that Lagos, the highest is under 2 million. Now, there are things that lead to that, where most people are never going to get their voters card, because those voters card are already in the possession of Tifnumbu and other parties in Lagos for their regular rigging. Now, for the first time, that avenue is closing, and it's closing so fast, and you can see all the wahala everywhere that they make collecting your PVC a big of a war for you. It is deliberate, and it's going to even get more. That's why I said, when you keep pressing it and you make them press their own panic button, everything will go down. And for those who have been monitoring and they're waiting, the hour is near. Now, listen to this. When you saw what happened yesterday, you saw the context. And then you see what happened, you will see what happened today, and you put the context in place as well. So 7 million people in Lagos. Now they are saying that the collection level of voters card in Lagos alone has now crossed over 4 million. For the first time, more people, young people, are queuing up to register to vote, and they are also returning back to pick up those cards. That's very unusual. So, Lagos, Kano, Katsina, Rivers, Oyo, Kaduna, all these places, there are something that is now sort of a trending and penetrating inward than people have ever seen before. Now, this is not to say, you can 100% say, oh yeah, it's going to turn around. Obidient to tell you 100%, we are going to beat them. But that's actually not what I'm driving at. I'm driving at something that 6 months ago, when you mentioned them, people will be like, no, John, let's talk about something else. Now, I am saying to you that just about 40 days or thereabout before their scheduled election or charade, the establishment that used to say, are beginning to feel like the base they have sorted is now being threatened. And if you don't take them serious, that's fine. But let it be on record that we follow everything that lead to the implosion of Nigeria, so that nobody will feign ignorance. How did that happen? Some people are sponsoring this. Some people are enemy. No. Pay attention. Something is brewing, right? And it is brewing so fast. And I don't want to be sort of continue to live in that small world of forget them. You might continue, but it's not going to be in your own interest. Give me a second.
Buhari is going. Let us see what they are going to do now. God has cursed them. I'm saying that I want this to go out. Curse APC for bringing in Bola Tinubu. Consider his age. Consider his age. So am I going to vote for a ghost? No. Yes, I'm saying it. I know what I'm saying. And I can defend myself at any time.
So there is a report already. Are you with me? That those who made Tifnumbu your political genius of this era, after scaling the first planted bomb, which was to make sure that they stopped him from becoming the candidate of APC. Now, when he managed to breach that, he fell into their trap when they told him nobody will vote for him in northern Nigeria if he failed to choose a Muslim ticket. Yes, that's what happened. Now, which means he himself is counting so much on the northern Muslims to deliver him as president. But from the reports, that seems not to be working out as planned anymore. And like I said, among other things, they are now trying to see if they can pay some smaller parties. You know, they have all of, useless parties that they themselves put together and they are funding so as to make sure that no other group will be, big enough to challenge them in a way. Now, they are about to pay those ones to come out and say they are endorsing him. Accord endorse him. SDP endorse him. UTC and all the rest. All of these are the last minute desperation. Part of the effort, according to what we are hearing, is that Bokwari is making it clear that everything that is going to be neutral. Now, whatever that means, I'm not saying you should count on it. I'm just telling you few things going on behind. Now, Bokwari is saying he is never going to dabble into it, never going to use the power of incumbency. And that is giving Tifnumbu himself a big concern, a serious one. So part of that effort is when Bokwari told Emefiole to go and change Naira now, and then go ahead with his withdrawal policy, only for the same Bokwari to keep quiet now that DSS, Because that policy alone is, according to them, is going to make it a hell of a job to actually access money and share that same money. They already have the money for the election, but Emefiele changed the money. So if after January, it still never extend the date, majority of them are going to lose the value of the billions they are keeping. Now, Bokwari is not acting. The same Bokwari is keeping quiet now that the Daura Secret Service, DSS, are now hunting Emefiele. Emefiele left Nigeria since early December. And since early December, Emefiele has failed to return back to Nigeria. You know why? Because if he return back to Nigeria, DSS will arrest him. And they will arrest him for, they are looking for him for, what do you call it? Terrorism. They said they are looking for him for terrorism, forgery, as well as money laundering. Emefiele, Central Bank Governor of Nigeria, right? People said it's political. The INEC chairman, underneath, that one too, they are putting so much other pressure as well, either to get rid of him or bend him to do or give them more time to perfect things that seems to be facing serious threats as we speak. You see all I'm saying to you right now? You don't have to believe any one of them. Don't. Okay? Because they won't really matter. As the events that are going to be unfolding in the coming days and weeks leading to your charade are going to either show to you that indeed it seems that something is no longer balanced anymore. You will notice it. You will see them in that panic mode. And then you will then probably be able to decipher if there is actually going to be an election or if there is going to be an implosion. Event will determine that. Obi was in Enugu. Kwakwanso was in Bauchi. So as we are right now, with what we have seen, it seems that Kolu, Kwakwanso, and Obi are the real people running to be president in Nigeria. Atiku, in a way, the whole thing has taken a shine off him. Of course, when he returns, he's been away, Dubai, London, right? Long story. Now, when he returns, he'll pay as well, pull the crowd. But the point here is this, is beginning to make some certain sense that, yeah, if they should hold your election anytime from now, you can tell where some certain things will go. I mean, if not 100%, you're likely going to be more than 60% accurate. So let's venture into what is going on, especially in Enugu. I think I would rather start from when Kwakwanso in Bauchi, before we get to the Obidients and what happened in Enugu today. Again, remember, this, to some people like us, is just a circus show. But at the same time, pay attention to what they are saying, how they are saying them, and look around just look around and feel around the scene of where all this are happening as well, right? Then we'll talk about it intermittently. So first, Kwakwanso. Anyway, let's go into their midst proper, where they were having their real rally. Okay, here is another part. I know. Then he addressed them, by the way. Okay. You know something these days, right? These guys, they have their supporters. Okay. When you see Kolu supporters, yeah, they will tell you how much is the best thing to happen to them in their lifetime. And guess what? If you feel like, no, it's just Kolu, what do you mean? They're never going to agree with you, will they? No, they won't. When you see the articulator or articulated demorons, the articulators and gang, with confidence, they will tell you your destiny, your life, your future, if Nigeria is to be saved, only Atiku can do that. And they are so convinced. Same thing with the Kwakwanso, probably Kwakwansia, they are called. Yes, you see, they are called Kwakwansias. If you meet them, look at them. They will tell you, if there is going to be any progress for Nigeria, blah, 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 Kwakwanso is this and that. Fine. And it is the same thing for the Obidient too. Okay? So, they believe. In fact, being that Obi has become, in fact, he has become the leading presidential candidate in Nigeria. No joke about that. An Obidient will confidently tell you that shut up your mouth. You are just looking for attention. Obi is going to be the next president. Here you are. Four group of deluded Nigerians who are convinced that one of the four is actually going to fix Nigeria. That is going to be the change they are looking for. Something that somebody like myself don't believe a jack shit about. So don't take it personal, okay? Don't. It has become so contentious in a way that when you meet deluded Nigerians and then they're so convinced, every one of them is so convinced that wherever their own bias or biases are, is actually the right one, is correct. But we have seen a lot of that in the past, haven't we? So Obidient, calm down. If this sounds so kind of uninteresting to you, you can excuse yourself. It's quite so easy to do. In a way, we are just so interested in who is going to beat who and what is going to be the aftermath of this whole thing. And good enough, you are mostly in the right, the book of the right people as well. So don't press it. We know what Nigeria is made of. And we know what, you know what I mean? We know what the system is all about as well. And if you think, it is all done and dusted, just like every one of those supporters of all these other guys would do, then live in your delusion, okay? Well, I love it if it is very consistent. Consistency, which we are seeing, and in a way, acknowledging as well. So, Kwakwanso, talking to his own Kwakwansia, in order to change Nigeria for Nigerians, with confidence, by the way, he and his supporters believe too.
New Nigeria. Let me start by thanking Almighty God for this very historic day. Today, when we are going to give our flag bearers here in the northeast their flags. Our governors, 6 of them are here. The flag bearer in Borno, in Adamawa State. Unfortunately, we lost our director general of his campaign just a couple of days ago. Let me take this opportunity to tell Nigerians, not only people of the Northeast, that the party, NNPP, has come to an age now. We are in all the wards of this country. We are in all the local governments. We are in all the states, in all the zones, and in our national leadership is in place. I'm also happy to say that today we have the largest number of candidates fielded by ANEC, and at the same time the best in terms of quality. We thank Almighty God for giving us this opportunity, and of course it's an opportunity not only for those of us in the NNPP who are given an alternative, and of course it's an opportunity not only for those of us in the NNPP who are given an alternative to the two dead parties, the PDP and the APC. I'm so happy that this party has been accepted by the vast majority of Nigerians, both at home. Everybody today believes that our party is the only growing party today in this country. We thank God for that. And it's also an opportunity to remind all those who are here and those who are listening to us at home to continue raising the flag of our party, the New Nigeria People's Party.
New Nigeria People's Party. So for the observers, right, part of what has been giving them concerns, political observers they are called, okay, is that if Kwakwanso is going to control the North, as they are claiming, and with the Obis taking over of the southern Nigeria, where exactly is Atifku and Tifnumbu are looking at for the vote they are going to use in becoming president in Nigeria? So that's for observers, so, but it doesn't really matter. Opinions are free, people say, right? Now let's go to Enugu. What happened is that most of the time, right, the way I try to deal with, idiots on Mayegun's Diary Politico is that when they pop up like that, you sometimes, right, you have to know that in this day and time, what really drive people is mostly the mob pressure, something like I want to belong. That's what everybody wants. That's what I want to. I mean, if everybody wants it, then that it must good. I want it too, so that we can all regret at the same time and all that. So in the process, right, humans, or should I say, we naturally feels like if somebody is seen as your enemy, right? Then if I claim to like you, then I must also take that person as my enemy right away. You know that mentality. Whoever they have a disdain for, right? If you have disdain for that same people, then you probably won't have any issue. But if you don't have that much disdain as they do, then you are an enemy. So I don't inherit people's enemy, okay? I logically share my views, and then I let people know my stand as well, okay? So there is no point in you trying to run mad or run riot simply because some of the things that will be said are likely not going to go down well with you. Why? Because you have somebody that you actually somehow feel like is the best, and nobody should say anything anyhow about them, right? On Mayegun's diary political, as long as you are Nigeria politician, including Obi, do you understand? We will say anything and everything about them. Do you understand? But the point here is that on Mayegun's diary political, lucky you, right? We have seen Obi and your Obidient and everyone as the official tormentor that is ready to go head to head with the criminals, career criminals, who have always believed that, they have the whole country on lockdown, and anything, whatever no matter how much you disagree with the system and all that, you will either end up in any of those criminal groups. So you changing that is something that is marvelous. And a lot of us want you to push that even to the end. And that's why you see favor on here. We could take on Obi, we could take on anybody that much, but it is of no value, because when you take up on him, you are helping the rotten establishment. So don't push it. Do you get that? Now, it doesn't mean any of us are in. I personally, I am not interested in who becomes your president. I am more interested in the process that will lead to that your charade, during your charade, then aftermath of your charade, which is actually the most important part of this whole thing. Now, you may not be interested in that. I understand. You understand that? So don't push it. We have no love or respect for any Nigeria politician, any of them, including Obi. But we give it. I am interested in the Obidient because why? I know the story. I know how Obi became what he is today. I know the story that led to that, and I respect it. Do you understand? So when I see Obi, Obidient, and all that, I don't usually see Obi. I've told people, I said, he's so pedestrian for somebody like me. It's not because he's a billionaire, he's been to different institutions and all that, but when he talks, he's so pedestrian, he's so ordinary. But, well, maybe ordinary is good. I don't know, yeah? But fine. But when I remember the story that led to his emergence, I know it is not his own making. So that's why I respect. That doesn't make me a friend of any of your politicians, okay? Well, it's good. So if we see any recalcitrant, any recalcitrant idiots on Mayegun's diary political, any of them that is trying to act up, okay, just let them know that we have a whip here. I can put them where they belong, where they should belong. Do you understand? Yes, I can do that. Ask articulators. Ask Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris. We always handle them on Mayegun's diary political, so don't push it, please. Okay? And the least you can do is to excuse yourself as well. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is that we're going to go to Enugu, okay? And I am going to take a look at the list, the attendees, and I'll take care of those wearies, who instead of them just maintaining to be obedient, they will always show their idiocy, their madness. And they will always want everybody to call them obedients, but they are never going to make us go out on them. Okay, so let's go to Enugu. I'll go and clean the sheets now. Okay, many of them will kind of frustrate here, right? I'll take care of them. Now let's go to Enugu, where Obi and the Obidients replicated a campaign of we are coming, as they claim. This time around, it was more and more dramatical, right? It all started when it was to meet with the Enugu, Unsuka. That's the University of Nigeria, Unsuka, the students there, where it was. Watch this. Its arrival. No, it was bigger than that. Do you understand? And he seemed to have adopted a particular style by tilting more towards that demography of young people, students, young people, you know, women and stuff like that. The demography that actually populates what makes up the list of your 2023 voters register, right? So he met with the students in their own main hall, by the way, where he addressed them. So I think I have a clip. Must be this.
One vote was not the same. If there was not 200 million people, 1.5. Where's our talent in education, in missing? Where's our talent in this? We're all in school. When we had even in Enugu here, who's our piece of Obidients, you know, we were all classmates here. We were in school together. When we used to have students, everybody. They are there. The whole thing has changed. We can't go on this way. Yes, sir. It is absolutely possible. And everything. That's what we want to change. That's what we want to bring. This job requires physical and mental energy. It's not a retirement home. Because Nigeria is already sick. You can't use your sick person to manage. God bless all of you.
Arrival of the...
Anyway, thank you very much for that. So some people will listen there. You heard the shot fired, on education and then on health, where he said there were some people cannot stand the way I'm standing here with you right now, but there is more. Okay, so he left the students, right? Leaving them was actually, it's like war. Okay, there's a tiny short clip for that. Let me see. So they had to drag him out of there when so much people are However, his trip then took him to the main event, even though on the side there were women, including Mama G. This one. Yeah, that was the meeting with the women, I believe. So I think after that, that was when they left for what do you call? That's when they left for Unsuka. No, sorry, Michael Okpara's auditorium or stadium. I'll take you there in a moment.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah.
Sorry, guys. I just thought we should. I was trying to put something on, then I thought, why not just thank God? Alhamdulillah means I'm thankful to God. Alhamdulillah.